Today is day 2 of the round of 64, and as we start to see more teams get eliminated from the tournament, we're going to see even more names enter this transfer portal, some big names. So I figured today was a great day to go ahead and update this list. Some of these names you've heard before, some are new to the list. Let's get started with Arizona State. Jaylen Brown, we've talked about her. We've talked about Ty Skinner and Marisha Wiggins entering the transfer portal. But Khadija Torre and Kennedy Fauntleroy have also entered the name into the portal. And most of these mass exodus that we're seeing on some of the teams coming up are all due to coaching change. So as I said on the previous video, it seems like when you lose your coach, you lose your entire team at this point. That's also the case in Auburn, where Talia Scott, Caitlin Duhan, Soraya Daniels, Yakaya Milton, Jordan Hunter, Savannah Scott, and Audia Young, all 7 players are leaving Auburn, looking for a new home for next season. Same is going on in Wisconsin, where 6 players have entered the portal at this point. Sarah Williams, Carter McCray, Gracie Gerzik, Deonis Jimenez, Tessa Grady, and Ronnie Porter. That's basically the entire core of the team there. Similar situation with the Morehead State Eagles. We have Alyssa Berry, Krishan Coleman, Aaliyah Holmes, Maya Rosarian, Michelle Ugwa, and Mary Purdue. They've all decided to fly the nest. Now let's look at the Rider Broncos. We have Winter Bartholomew, Mariana Cos Morales, Jocelyn Chavez, Cameron Collins, Taylor Blunt, and Emily Tejada. All 6 of those former Broncos have decided it's time to giddy up out of there. Now let's move on to some teams that don't have basically the entire team leaving. Starting with Cal State Fullerton, they have Aaliyah Stanton, Eva Livingston, and Damani Lagway. They've entered the transfer portal. App State Mountaineers, they have 2 entries so far, Mara Niera and Asia Innes. 2 grad transfers who will be looking for a new place to hoop. Then we have Bucknell, where Ashley Sofilkinich and Sophia Sabino. Now, Ashley, she averaged 19 points and 8 rebounds last season as a sophomore. So she's definitely a player, 6'3" forward, who a lot of teams will benefit for grabbing. She was the Patriot League Player of the Year. I'll be expecting her to make a splash in the transfer portal and make some noise next season. So keep that name in mind, Ashley Sofilkinich. Jaden Welts and Cameron Foria, they're both leaving the Binghamton Bearcats. Not really a team that I'm very familiar with, to be honest with you, but hopefully we'll see them on a team where we can get more familiar with their games. Now let's move on to some players who are the only players so far that are leaving their teams. No mass exodus here. We have Eden Battle, formerly of the Jacksonville Dolphins. She put up 20 points a game last season. She's a grad transfer. We have Jordan Jones, formerly of the Denver Pioneers, as well as Angelina Gonzalez, formerly of the Miami Redhawks. All 3 of those players put up big points for their teams last season. They'll be looking to join new squads. We also have Jordan Weaver, Zoe Best, and Tiana Todd, who I believe I mentioned in the previous video, but just to make sure that this is a comprehensive list, I had to go ahead and add her again. As you can see, they all averaged around 14 points a game, 14 and 7 for Jordan Weaver. So talking about a junior forward at 5'11" who can get you some big boards still. We have Lexi Fleming of the Bowling Green Falcons, Tate Walters, formerly of the Furman Paladins, and Alexis Moby of the Akron Zips. Formerly of the Akron Zips. All 3 of those players have entered the transfer portal as well. Taylor Henderson, 5'11" sophomore guard who averaged 12 points and 6 rebounds last season. Shay Littleford, formerly of the UT Martin Skyhawks, who put up 11 and 2. And Kiana Rembert, formerly of the Charlotte 49ers, 6'2" junior forward. We have Sierra Leachy, 6-foot sophomore forward from Cal Poly Mustangs. She averaged 10 points, 6.7 rebounds last season. She'll be entering the transfer portal, where she already has. Madison Layden and Anala Nelson all have entered the transfer portal. Now, let's look at a few players who have already found new homes. Players who I've mentioned on previous videos. If you haven't watched, you can go ahead and check them out after this video. We have Carly Duffney, formerly of the South Dakota Coyotes. That's a team that did make the NCAA tournament this season. She's going back home. She's from Green Bay, Wisconsin, so I'm pretty sure she'll make quite an impact for that team next season, as well as Amari Whiting, formerly of the BYU Cougars. She left due to coaching change. Her mom, Amber Whiting, is no longer coaching that team. She's found a new home with Oklahoma State, another team that's in the tournament. And then we have Bailey Coons, formerly of the Mercyhurst Lakers, a player that put up almost 20 and 5 last season. She averaged 19.9 points and Aislinn Malcolm, formerly of the Pittsburgh Panthers. They'll both be joining the Robert Morris University Colonials next season. So even as teams are still competing in the tournament, we already have players are starting to find new homes. And like I said, as more teams get eliminated, as the official transfer window opens on the 24th, we'll see even more names, some big names that you guys might be more familiar with. So go ahead and hit that subscribe button if you want to stay tuned for that. I will be back with those updates for sure. Until the next video, peace.